Hi guys, I'm Kay. This is Megan, and welcome to our podcast, Shooting the Breeze, where we talk all things shoot from the hip.
Yes.
So today we are going to be talking about primarily episode 4 of The Plagueround. And do you want to list the other thing?
Yeah, and then we're gonna do Sins of the Gardner as well, which was great. What was that? Was that 2 weeks ago? No, that was 4 weeks ago now?
It was some time ago.
It was almost 4 weeks ago now.
It was more recent when we first tried shooting this.
Yeah, that's true. This is take 2 of episode 1.
Yeah, and we would do another one, but it's still, I think, the one we want to talk about. So
It is, yeah.
So, do we want to get started talking about episode 4?
Yes.
Or do we want to start with Sins of the Gardner?
Well, yeah, let's start with episode 4, because I feel like most people at this point have probably seen it.
Yeah. If you haven't, please leave now.
Spoilers.
And come back to this podcast after you've watched it, because there is going to be spoilers.
Yeah.
In fact, it's going to be the very first thing I talk about. So, this is your last warning. Please leave the podcast now if you don't want spoilers for episode 4 of The Plagueround.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I think they've had a chance to leave at this point.
Let's get into it.
I cannot believe they killed Poe.
Yeah.
I'm still upset about it. I'm still very upset about it. I was watching it and I wasn't sure if they were going to or not. It seemed like it might be going that way, but I didn't honestly think they would. I'm going to be so honest.
See, and I thought the opposite, because I thought for sure either way Poe was probably gonna, because as soon as he said about like a sacrifice, I was like, it's Poe. Like, Poe's gonna die, and he's gonna die either way. Like, it's either gonna be the best case scenario or the worst case, and I figure it could go one way or the other, where like best case was it worked really well but he died, worst case was it didn't work but he still died anyway.
See, I thought slightly differently. I thought with the whole thing he said of like, oh, it either like doesn't work or it works too well with it, because obviously Edgar picked too well, and so I thought that the other option would be Edgar dies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought, because that's sort of where I saw it going, was like if it didn't work, because like Edgar was back from the dead at this point.
Yeah.
But like not much.
Right.
Like he would still have been very easy to finish off at this point.
Right.
So I sort of saw it like if it didn't work, I thought it was going to be Edgar who died and not Poe. But then I saw it happening where I knew that when he said if it works too well, I was like, oh, I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna kill Poe if he picks this one.
Yep.
And I could see Tom thinking about it too, because I really want to know what he was thinking during that particular minute. But I'm so curious. But I think he was probably thinking something similar, like he knew somebody was gonna die, and it was like. But to be fair, if I was him, I also would have picked too well, because I feel like,
well, yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was heartbreaking. I can't believe they did that to us.
I was like ugly crying. I mean, I was ugly crying for like most of that whole like section.
Yeah.
I've never expected a D&D like campaign to take me on such a roller coaster ride of emotions. But
yeah,
like,
seriously,
I really did. Like, dang. So, but it was good. It made for good. Like, it made for a good story.
Oh, it really did. It was really good. So it was one of those like stories where I'm torn, because I'm also one of those people who likes like tragic stories sometimes, because I love how much emotion you get out of it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I really like, is like stories that really make you feel something, even if that something is sad, I still really like it. And so I was really torn, because like of course I don't want Poe to have died. Like I wish he was still here, but also what a good story.
I know. Yeah.
So it's like I was really torn about that for a bit, but and then it was made worse because like I don't even know. I think it was a couple days after episode 4 was released, and I was thinking about it, and it had been a rough day for me that day. So I got back and I was like, oh, you know, it's all right. I just need a little bit of a break. I'll just go on Instagram and find like a funny reel or something like that. And the very first thing I see when I open Instagram is an angst edit about Poe dying. And I was like,
Yeah.
And it made me freaking cry too. I get emotional with edits, but very rarely do I cry because of one. Very rarely. But that one did it for me. And I don't know if it was like a accumulation of like everything else that had happened that day that made it worse.
Yeah.
Or if it was just the edit. But either way, I cried and I was like, yeah, this is what I needed right now. This is fantastic. Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
the angst,
right.
there was a lot of angst.
Yeah,
For that,
there is.
For that one. And I mean, I have one planned. I just haven't had time or motivation to work on it.
I had one I started working on.
So, yeah. But yeah, it was a good episode overall. And like, I feel like the ending was good because it was like, it was a conclusion, but not like it wasn't satisfying. Like,
yeah, it like left that there could be like they could carry it on more.
Yeah, which I hope they do because it's worth.
It sounds like they will. The way they made it sound is like they will.
Yeah, and I mean like the egg. I have questions.
Yeah.
I want to know. I mean, like, I'm pretty convinced. Like, the real question is going to be: is it going to be a different crow, or is it going to be like the reincarnation of Poe?
See, I have a theory, and I don't know if this is going to be proven wrong or right. I have no proof of this. It's just what I've come up with. Because I, too, am really curious about the egg. But what I think it's going to be sort of like a Phoenix type deal, where it's like, even if Poe dies, he doesn't, like, really die unless Edgar dies. Because, like, his curse is that Poe is supposed to be with Edgar for, like, his entire life. Like, he's supposed to be there. Like, that's the entire curse.
Right.
So my theory is that Poe can't actually die, and like if he does, he just comes back like in egg form or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think it will be Poe. I think that's my theory, is that it works like a Phoenix type thing where he just can't die and keeps going till Edgar dies.
I definitely like that. I like that idea best.
Yeah.
So
I really hope that's what ends up happening, because like if it ends up being a different crow, like, okay, but like I want Poe back, you know?
Yeah. Same.
Because it was right when they were like really starting to get into the bonding too. Like they had been like a couple episodes ago, they were doing better than they were in the first episode, but it wasn't really moving anywhere too much, I didn't feel like, until like the third episode it picked up a little bit, and then the fourth episode was like where it's at. Like they were just now like finally officially like starting to work together as a team.
Yes.
And then of course Poe dies.
Yeah. Because that's of course how it would go.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like it's been so long now since I watched it. I should have rewatched it last night. But now I'm like, and then now I'm kicking myself for not rewatching it because I'm like, I don't remember enough to talk in depth about it because it's been weeks now since I've seen it. But I did watch it twice, so I have seen it twice. Yeah. But like, I'm trying to think what else.
There was so much that happened in that episode.
It was like chaotic.
Because I feel like in a lot of the other episodes, like there's been like action points, but there's also been a lot of like just sort of more calm, like plot developing things happening. And I feel like we got less of that in episode 4 and way more like action-packed stuff happening.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Well, the whole tower, like,
oh, that was a fever dream.
that was insane, but it was also so like cool and well written. Like Mitch is amazing.
Yeah, he's a really good DM.
Creating this, like, and the fact that like in my head, like as this whole thing's happening, I could see everything.
Yeah, which exactly.
For me is hard because typically, like even when I read books, I typically don't envision everything. Like I'm too caught up in the words, so like to listen to this whole like adventure and be able to see it all because it's so well put together, I love that.
I really liked the art that they put in there, like when they described like the teachers or like the creatures and stuff, because I was able to picture like most of it. But the thing that always happens to me whenever I imagine things, like even when I read, is like usually my imagination will go most of the way, but not the entire way. So like routinely, what will happen to me is, particularly when I'm envisioning like human characters or like humanoid characters, like my brain just like blurs out the face for whatever reason. Like I'll imagine the rest of the character just fine, and then my brain's like, you know what, we've put too much work into this. The face, he's just always in shadow. And so I was like, it was really nice to be able to see, because like once I've seen a character, I can remember them that way forever. And so it's like seeing the art of the characters, and especially the creatures too, I feel like was really helpful, because I was able to get like most of the way there, and then that filled in the gaps, and I was like, oh, okay, now I know what I'm imagining. That was perfect.
I agree 100%. That's pretty much exactly how my brain is too. Which is why reading, it tends to be exhausting for me, because my brain is trying so hard to like create this whole like world, but it's tired. Like I can't do it, which is why I love reading books that already have like movies or TV shows, because then I just take that world and like insert all of the extra stuff that I get from the book into the already created like visual, which works beautifully for me. But reading stuff that's like completely fresh, it can be a struggle, because my brain's just working so hard to try to create this whole thing, and frequently a lot of it's just blurry. So it's nice to have something like this, where it was like the world building was just top notch.
It really was.
Not overly complex, but complex enough like that it was interesting.
I really felt like it was a good balance, because it wasn't like too much where it was like, oh my god, like what's going on, but it also wasn't so little that you're like, okay, is there anything else here? Like it was literally the perfect balance. It was like very satisfying way. But I still think it was really funny. I think it was it episode 2 or 3? Oh, I'm getting fuzzy in the details now, but it was the thing where they were like, what's classes next? And Midge is like, oh, crafting. And he was like, oh, pretty boring. And then Midge is like, oh, it's okay, I didn't like spend all that time making it or anything. And AJ's like, you know what, guys, let's do crafting.
I like crafting.
That was still one of my favorite moments from this whole series.
That was good. That was a good one. That was funny. I just love AJ.
Because the other thing is, I have never seen anything like D&D wise until this. Like this was like I literally had never seen anything. Like I knew what it was. Like I'd heard people talk about it. But I'd never actually watched a D&D game until this whole series. And after this, I was like, I need to play this at some point. Like I really want to play this now.
I had seen the very first D&D that I'd ever watched was The Bittersweet Hearts, which was the boys' first campaign. So I watched that, and I when I watched that, I actually watched it all in one sitting. Literally like stayed up all night. Started it at like 11 p.m. because I was crazy, and watched it for this whole, I think it's like 7 hours.
That's insane.
I think it's 7. I think one's like 3 hours and one's almost 4 hours, so 7. And then after that, I almost watched their second campaign, which Sam DMs, and that's all like shoot from the hip references from like all of their long forms and stuff. And I managed to convince myself to sleep and watch that the next night. So then I stayed up the next night watching that one, and it really got me. Like I had heard of D&D, and like my cousin had a campaign that he was involved in a few years back, and I was always interested, but it was with a group of people that like I wasn't comfortable with, so I was like, I'm not gonna get myself involved in that. But then I also don't have a lot of in-person friends, so it's like,
me neither.
I don't have anyone be like, hey, you want to start a D&D campaign? Like, I don't.
It's funny because my 2 best friends at the minute are both out of state.
Same.
Like, you're in the next state over, and then my other friend is literally across the country. So it's like, it's unfortunate because you guys are literally my best friends at the minute, and I can only see you guys like through video calls like this.
Yeah, that's
So
it's funny too because like I'm in the same boat where like I've got you next day over, and then my other best friend lives in California, so other side of the country, and then like I've got internet friends and stuff all over the world at this point, but
yeah.
It's definitely, it's hard sometimes because I'm like, I just want to hang out with people. Like I just
Yes.
want to especially like shoot from the hip people. I'm like, I just want to watch shoot from the hip with shoot from the hip fans, like
Yeah.
anything.
It's weird for me because like I've been a fan for like 3 years now. And like 3 years ago, like when I first got into it, there wasn't this whole like community really. Like they were there, like there was definitely like fan accounts and stuff, but there weren't nearly as many as there are now. And like there were like a couple people doing fan art, and I assume probably some fan fictions, although I haven't really read any of those. And then like there was like some stuff going on 3 years ago, but I just feel like, unless I'm remembering wrong, but I feel like I remember looking for people who like knew of them and like, you know, for like shoot from the hip friends, and I just didn't find any. And like literally every person I spoke to in person, I'd be like, oh hey, do you know this group? And they'd be like, no, never heard of them. And it's weird because it's come like full circle now, because now like I'm in a new city than I was like a couple months ago, and I've already found like 4 people who, even if they weren't like shoot from the hip fans, they at least knew of them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that never would have happened like 3 years ago. Like I couldn't find anybody who was into them, and like the people who I did show their videos to, they'd be like, oh yeah, okay, like that you could tell they were like just doing it to humor me, like they didn't really actually like it all that much. And I was like, okay, fair, it's not for everybody, I guess. But like it's so weird because I've now found a couple people where it's like we're not really like friends yet, but like I've shown them some of their videos and they're like, oh, this group's really cool.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh really? And so it's like it's cool, like this whole fandom and everything, because it was literally only a few months ago that I discovered all this was here, because I've been looking for like a big like fandom for this group for a while when I first got into them like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And there just wasn't a lot. And so it was like, so I sort of just gave up after a bit, because it was getting like, you know, I just couldn't find anybody really around me or anything. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I just sort of gave up looking. And then it was recently, like literally, I think it was like 5 months ago when I like was scrolling Instagram and I saw all these like fan accounts pop up, and I was like, oh, is this a thing? And I discovered that it had, and like there was like a huge fandom now, and that they were really starting to blow up. And I was like, oh
yeah,
like I literally got so excited because I've been looking for like, you know, I was hoping that this would happen eventually, and it finally has.
Right.
And I'm like, obviously there were some people 3 years ago, but it just was not what it is now.
Yeah.
And it's so cool now, like everything that people have done, and like there's so many like great fan artists out there, and so many amazing editors. And I was just like, it was just incredible. That was how I started talking to you.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make a fan account because I'd been watching edits for a bit at this point, and I was like, oh, these look so cool, I'd like to try making some. And I'd like to get into it, but I also previously hadn't really had the time to, like I'd wanted to for a bit, but I didn't have time to like get into it.
Yeah.
And I still don't. But I was like, let me at least try making something. That's why I started with like the CapCut ones, like the templates and stuff.
Yeah.
But I had followed your account for a little bit, I think. Because I really liked your edits. And I think you posted something on your story of like about it being your birthday. I think that's how we first started talking.
Yeah.
And I messaged you and I was like, oh, happy birthday. And you actually responded, which I've messaged people like happy birthday a couple of times on Instagram, like since I've been on Instagram over like the last year, and nobody ever responded. Or like even opened it. So I thought you had to be, I should have Googled it, but I don't know why I didn't. But I thought you had to be following somebody to be able to see their message.
Well,
because nobody was ever like.
So some accounts it is like that, like where like it'll come up in your requests. The thing is, because I check everything, like I'm I'm on my account pretty much all day, every day. So, like, I'm always looking at everything, and I check everything.
Yeah.
So I check all my requests frequently. So I think you did probably, because isn't your original account that you follow me on private?
It is, yeah.
So yeah, it came up in my requests then, because I wasn't following you back.
Yeah,
So,
because I started talking to you before I'd made a fan account. It was like just before I made my Shoot from the Hip fan account. So I messaged you on my private account.
Yeah.
And that was where we started talking, because after you actually responded to me, I was like, ooh, this could be my chance.
Yeah, because
I really wanted to make a Shoot from the Hip friend.
Too.
And I was like, I really wanted to talk to you, but I was like so built up in my head. I was like, no, I'm gonna message this person and they're gonna hate me, because that's just like that's the attitude I have towards everything. And so I was just like, I'm gonna text them hi, and they're gonna be like, who's this random person that's messaging me? And so I was like, you know what, I can at least, like, whatever, I'll try it. And so I started. I don't even remember what we started talking about, but we started talking, and I think we talked for quite a while that night, just over texting.
What did we talk about? Hold on.
I can't even remember.
I'm gonna look, because I want to know.
Yeah, I could do it, because I can't even remember now what we started talking about. It was something Shoot from the Hip related, I know that, but
oh yeah,
because that was back in
September.
That's right. The passage of time is lost on me.
You told me that you were in the U.S.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was how we started talking.
Yeah, because I saw you had like an American flag or something like that in your account, and that was one of the first accounts I'd found that I knew for a fact was an American because of that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I found one.
Yeah.
Because like, I just like, I'm sure there's more out there, but at least when I was looking then, I hadn't really seen any other like American fans. So I was like, oh my gosh. And that was I think I realized you were in the same time zone too, because of the beach pictures that you were posting. And so like I saw your timestamps on them, and I was like, wait a minute, it's that time for me too. And so that's when I was like, okay, so not only are you American, but you're also somewhat close by. And so that's when I was really like, this could be a chance. Yeah. So that was when, okay.
Yeah, and
I remember a little bit now.
It wasn't too long after I got back from the beach that we called on the phone, which the fact that I said yes to that, because I hate phone calls, like with a passion. And even like with friends, I'm typically not comfortable. Like, I'll do it. I'm better if I'm home alone, because I just always have this thing in my head where I'm like, if people can hear me talking to people, they're judging me. Even
that happens to me too.
No one cares. Like, nobody in my house really cares. But it's all just like in my head. And so my family was out, and so I was like, all right, fine. And then we talked for 9 hours
straight, by the way. Guys, just to give you an idea of when this was, we were like, oh yeah, we'll call for like a little bit, get to know each other. We started, I think, at like 7 or 8 p.m.
Yeah, it was like 7.
And by the time we ended, it had to have been like 3 in the morning. Yeah. Like, we talked for, like, it was probably past then, I think.
Yeah,
because we just kept talking. And it was weird, because none of us, we didn't even realize, like, how much time had passed. Like, literally, one of us was just like, it's like 3 a.m. now. Yeah. Because we just didn't stop talking. And then I think it was either the next week or the week after that where we called again.
Yeah.
And that time, it ran even longer. It was like 10 hours that time. Yep. And then our most recent phone call before this, we made it to 11 hours.
Yeah. I think that's our limit, because I thought I was going to die for 2 days after that.
Yeah, that was insane. I remember, because it was like 6 in the morning at that point when we were ending the call. And
6 o'clock in the morning.
I walked out of my room and I saw other people who were like getting ready to go on about their day. And I was literally like, good night, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And I slept, I think that day, that was the day I had to get up for a phone call. So I only slept for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's right.
Phone call, which, by the way, anxiety. So then I slept
for like 4 hours because I had somewhere to be at like 12, but...
And then, yeah, I think the next night I slept for like 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
But
That was insane.
really thought I was going to die after that.
But it was I think it was the last phone call we had where we were sitting there and we were like, we both wanted to like make something.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do like a collaboration of some kind. And we were like, well, we can clearly talk about Shoot from the Hip for long enough.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just do a podcast.
Yeah.
So we had the idea for this for a while ago, and we're finally like starting to like actually do something with it. So I'm so excited about
It
this.
took a fair amount of planning and to get like an actual computer and everything, because like, oh my gosh, that was such a waffle. I was like going back and forth. I was like, do I do it? Do I not do it? Do I do it? And I've put a decent amount of stock into this project, so
I'm so excited for this. This is so
that
cool.
everyone likes it.
I hope they do. Because the thing is, whenever we've talked on the phone, we always crack each other up. Like once we really like get going and get talking about it, we start making so many jokes and we always crack each other up. And so, but also I'm a little bit worried about it because like of course we find it funny,
right?
But also we're usually making these jokes at like 3 a.m. So it's like we're already probably a little bit gone mentally at this point.
Our filters are just like woo
off. So we're just literally saying whatever comes to our head. So we're hoping that like once we get more used to like filming and like doing this as podcast episodes, that we'll get to that point where we can like let loose a little bit more. But we were like, we hope people actually enjoy this, because it's like, to me, I find all of this really funny, and I'm like, oh, people are gonna think this is great. But then there's also part of me that's like, people aren't gonna think this is as funny as I think it is.
I think that pretty much all the time about myself. I'm like, yeah, I think it's funny, but no one else is gonna think it's funny.
Yeah, so I hope people actually enjoy this, but at least for the first episode, we're keeping it pretty calm, I think.
It's the same concept of, like, I can't even tell you how many people have told me that my voice is relaxing.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Because when I listen to it, I sound like the most annoying person on the planet. But
I hate listening to my voice back. Like, I know you're going to send me this to look over before we post it, but still, I'm not looking forward to that because I don't want to hear my voice.
That's how I feel about mine. I'm like, I have to edit this. But yeah, so do we want to talk since the Gardner?
Yeah, I was about to say we should keep on track. This is the other thing we always do, you guys. Whenever we call each other, we're always like, we need to talk about this, and this, and then fast forward 4 hours later of every other topic under the sun, and we're like, oh hey, we were supposed to talk about that 4 hours ago. We should really do that. And then we're like, yeah, and then we immediately start on a different topic.
It's a fun journey, though. It is. It always is.
It's always a fun new journey every time.
It's gonna be organized chaos. That's basically like that's our motto here. Like just
organized chaos. Yay!
But yeah, so Sins of the Gardner is my new top favorite.
It's up there for me, but it hasn't been able to knock out. It hasn't been able to knock out Mysterious Cube yet for me. That one is like it's one of those plays for me where like every time that I see a new one of their plays, I'm like, oh, this is gonna knock out that one, and then I go back and I rewatch Mysterious Cube, and I was like, nope, it's still happy there. It's still happy in its number 1 spot, and then very close behind it is I'm blanking on the title now. Midnight Mystery. That's it. That one's gotta be my second. Because, like, nothing has been able to knock out those two since I first saw them. So they've been up there a while, but this Sins of the Gardner came the closest that anything has come in a while to knocking those out of their first and second places.
So I have it written down.
Oh, okay.
I basically have my top 25.
Oh, all right.
Written down. So until Sins of the Gardner, The Milkman was my top favorite. And I just love it because I just love Luke in that one. Like, yeah. And obviously, like, the Who's Your Dad bit is just hilarious. And Luke losing it on the side.
Iconic.
Is the best part of that whole long form.
And then it's weird because my favorite Shoot from the Hip quote of all time is the whole, like, my body's a temple of destruction monologue that Tom does. And I think it's Neighbors Under the Bed that he does that one. I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's where it is. And so I was literally, like, I remember Like I know that whole monologue word for word because of how many times I've seen it, and I love that clip so much because he just keeps going, and you can see the others sort of watching. I'm like, how long is this gonna go on? Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then at the end where he's like, I'm lightheaded now, or like something along those lines, and I'm like, I love that part so much. It's got to be one of my favorite like quotes of all time.
That is a good
from not even just him, but all like of all the shoot from the hip quotes. That's one of my top favorites. And it's weird because that play is not one of my top favorites. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not one of like it would probably be in my top 20, but not my top 10 or top 5. If that makes sense.
It's in my top 25.
Yeah, and so like for me it's weird because it's like that's my favorite quote, but the play it's from doesn't make it in the top 20.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's 22 on my list. So
yeah,
but that's
a really good one. There's some really great parts in that one.
I do have a few Patreon ones included in this list. If I took out the Patreon ones, it would probably be up a little higher.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so this one, Sins of the Gardner, knocked the Milkman down to 2. And I think it was just like, it was so funny.
It was like all of their things are funny, but this one was like really funny.
The fact it started off funny too because Tom was like, I'm not letting go of the Gouda tattoo. Like,
yeah, and it was so great because you think it's gonna go the way everything did, where it's like where they have like the 2 different titles and they're like, oh, okay, it's gonna be Sins of the Gardner, sorry Tom. Yeah. And he's just kind of like upset about it, and so you think, oh, okay, whatever, and you sort of like forget about it for a second, and then like not even like I feel like it's not even a minute later. And he's like, yeah, she got a tattoo. You'll never guess what it's of.
He just immediately was like, nope, I'm doing it. And I love it. And
it was perfect because it fit in.
It did.
It fit in so well.
It was so good.
And it ended up becoming like the major plot. Like the Gouda tattoo definitely took over the Sins of the Gardner, but the Sins of the Gardner was still there in the background the whole time. It was really impressive the way they like formulated the story.
Yeah. So good. And then just Kay's.
Yeah.
Great character.
He's one of my favorite Tom characters now. Like I have a couple Tom characters that are like my top favorites of all time. Keys is number 3 now. Keys, Case, however you say it, but I still am confused.
We say it wrong just as much as they say it wrong.
I feel like it's supposed to be Case, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say Case then, because I keep seeing the spelling makes me want to say it as Keys.
Because it's spelled, what is it, Kees?
S. Yeah, Kees, yeah.
Case.
Case, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say Case. I'll try to say Case then, but I'm probably going to switch up the pronunciation myself like 6 times. But he's got to be like he's my 3rd favorite Tom character now.
Yeah. Yeah. That whole, yeah. Also, just like, Luke always just
Astrid was amazing. And I'm biased because I'm also a huge K-pop fan. So as soon as they mentioned like I think it was in the very beginning when they were like, when they were like going back and forth between what the tattoo is of, and I think it was Sam who was like, oh, is it like K-pop? And Tom's like, no, that would have made sense. She loves K-pop. And I was like, are we finally gonna get a character that loves K-pop? And we did, and I was so excited about it because I was literally like, I was mostly excited about it because I knew that there would be edits to of Astrid with K-pop songs, and there was, and I was so happy about that. So like week after that was released, it was like awesome.
I wouldn't even know because I don't know anything about K-pop whatsoever. I have 0 interest, like 0 knowledge. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I threatened to make you watch K-pop Demon Hunters, and you said it would be torture.
I said, please, God, no. Don't torture me.
I'll spare you on that one, but yeah, I love K-pop.
But yeah.
And so I was so happy when they brought that up because I was like...
Also, the meta bit of Luke being in the world.
Yes, we have to talk about that.
Hilarious.
It was so good.
I lost it. Like,
Me too.
I full on lost it laughing. Especially when he's like, my daughter writes fan fiction about you.
And you can see for a minute, it seems like Luke is like thinking about whether to engage or just walk away. And he chooses the funnier option of just don't engage and walk away.
Just walk away. Brilliant. That scene was brilliant.
It was.
Thank you, Sam, for throwing that.
That was fantastic.
That nugget out, because that was good.
It reminds me of the one. What was the game that they were doing, where it was Sam's quote where he says, "Think of the gifts."
Oh, the dogs with the dogs.
Yeah, with the dogs. What was that?
What was that one? It was Pillars, wasn't it?
I think so.
Pillars. Yeah, it was a Pillars.
Yeah. I had to remember for a second because I was like, it was one of them, but it was.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that as soon as I heard it. I was like, oh, they know.
Yeah. Think of the gifts.
That was fantastic. And they still made gifts with it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
But, yeah. It was such a good play.
I used it in an edit, that clip.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. But, yeah, I loved Sins of the Gardner / Laguna Tattoo. It was fantastic.
So good.
And I love
a good story. Like, it had a good plot. Like,
yeah. And I also
blows my mind when the plots make sense.
Yes.
And, like, don't get me wrong, I love the chaos ones where they don't make any sense at all, and it's just like you have no idea what's coming next. You don't know what just happened. Like, everything.
The whole thing feels like someone was on something when they found it.
It's like a fever dream. Like, I love that. And I think that there's like a special, like, especially like the Bill Murray. I feel like this happens a lot at the Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Like, the stakes are lower. There's less like pressure for it to be something fantastic.
Yeah.
And I feel like we get some good quality. Like, it's just pure funny.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less like structure. And I love both equally, to be fair.
Yeah, because they both have really good strengths to like each of them.
But like, I just like, it blows my mind when they can pull it together like it's written. Like,
yeah. And I also love the detail of where Astrid got the good tattoo.
Yes.
Because look, like, it's a weird tattoo to get, don't get me wrong, but like, it would, like, you guys have to admit, it would make more sense if you got it like on your arm or like even like on your shoulder or something. I still wouldn't think it is as weird. Like, if I was out in public, right, and I saw someone with a cheese wheel on their arm, I would just be like, oh, okay, they just like cheese a lot, whatever. But if I saw someone with it like right above their waistband, tramp stamp placement, I would have been like,
that's interesting. That's a choice.
I'd have been like, what's the story here? Because there's got to be one. Like, did you lose a bet? Or
I feel like a cheese tattoo is like an ankle tattoo.
Yeah,
like,
I can see it.
You get cheese on your ankle, like.
Yeah, or like I feel like it's, I don't know where I'm getting this, but I feel like you wouldn't put it above the knee.
No.
Like if it was below the knee, I'd be like, okay. Like, if it was on someone's calf or something, I'd be like, oh, all right, that's silly. That's funny. Like, ankle and arm would make the most sense, and like. But and even shoulder, again, I wouldn't be too surprised. I would just be like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny. But if you had it above the knee, anywhere between above the knee to your shoulder, like, I would be really like,
weird place. Yeah, but that was funny.
That was.
I would get a cheese tattoo, just because of this.
Same.
Except I would totally put it on my ankle. I'd be like, yeah, and then when people ask about it, I'd be like, so let me tell you.
I would put it on my arm. See, that's what I would do. I would put it on this arm, right here. That's where I would put it if I ever got a cheese tattoo. But here's the thing: I would also get a K-pop tattoo. That's something I would 100% do. So you know what? If I ever do that, I'm gonna put it right next to the cheese tattoo.
They're just side by side. Somebody's like, "Can you explain this?"
Oh, I love to.
Let me tell you all about this improv group.
How long do you have? Like 20 minutes? We can make that work.
They're just like, how is that related? Well,
you'll see. But yeah, that would be really funny.
Yeah. It almost makes me want to get a cheese tattoo. Like, it would be really funny too, because like I have 2 tattoos planned already. Yeah. That I want to get. I just need money to get them. But it would be hilarious if I got this one before those.
It would. It would be the funniest thing of all time. I don't know if you'd ever be able to do something funnier than that for the rest of your life.
I'm probably not.
Because if I put a cheese tattoo next to a K-pop tattoo, that would be the funniest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, well, because the two that I already want are very, like, sentimental. And,
Yeah.
like, they have such a deep meaning, but then I just, like, go out one day and I'm like, I'm just gonna get cheese on my ankle and just...
See, mine don't, because I also have, I have a couple tattoos that I'd like to get, but none of mine have, like, super deep, really, meanings. They're all just, like, related to things that I like to do.
Okay.
So it's like if that makes sense. Like, I want to get some that are animal related because, of course, I'm a huge animal lover.
Yeah.
And I'd love to get, like, an archery one of some kind because I'm really into archery as well. So it's like the tattoos I have planned are, like, very related to things that I like. And so, I mean, the cheese one would technically fit because I do like cheese.
Yeah. The one that I want to get, this is, like, the one that I've wanted for the longest, is the word fortitude.
Oh, okay.
Like, probably, like, here.
Yeah.
And that's just because my life has been a disaster. And fortitude has been a word that I just really like, and it's meaningful. And then the second one is, like, a Chinese dragon and water lilies.
Ooh,
Because of
okay.
my grandmother, she loved dragons, and her whole, like, flower bed around her house was always lilies. So that's I've found some super cool designs of, like, dragons and lilies, like, intertwined, and it's just,
Oh, yeah.
it'd be so cool. But it's gonna be, like, a big one because I'm probably gonna get that on, like, my calf. And
Yeah.
it's gonna hurt like a bitch.
There's one that I want to get that I'm, like, still tossing up about, but I know exactly where I would get it if I were to get it, and it would be on my rib cage.
Ooh, ouch.
And the thing is, like, that's painful on anybody.
Yeah.
But I don't have enough on me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have enough between the ribs and my skin. Like, I can literally see my ribs. So it's like, I know that one's going to be one of the most painful ones I ever get if I do it there.
Ouch.
So it's definitely not going to be, like, a first tattoo. It's going to be, like, down the line at latest. So it's going to be at least a few years before I get that one.
Yeah.
But because what I was thinking of is doing, like, a rose, because I'd also like to get a dagger tattoo.
Yes.
And so I was like, I think that would be really cool if I got the dagger somewhere more obvious, like on my arm or, like, you know, my bicep or something. And then I had, like, a rose on my rib cage. I think that would be really sick. But again, I'd have to think about that because I know it's going to be painful.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's our tattoo plans.
yeah. See, we've already gotten off topic at least twice, I think.
That wasn't
so far.
technically off topic, though.
Yeah, it's on the border of being off topic.
Because that's a question people would ask. Like,
I guess that's fair.
so
I guess
where
that's
would
fair.
you get? Like, what tattoo would you get? That's fair.
That's fair. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll let that one count. But
Yeah, that totally counts as on topic. It's fine.
all right.
Totally fine.
But yeah, I really loved Tom's character, especially the moment where Sam is like, where it's like they've established that Case is Dutch.
Yeah.
And Sam is like, his accent might not be good. And Luke's like, oh, I know.
Yes.
That was fantastic. And the spotlight thing, they brought the spotlight back.
Yes.
That was also awesome.
I do love a good spotlight. But yeah, like, you can't overuse it. You definitely have to, like, keep it.
You have to pick and choose when you use that type of thing, but it was a good choice for this one.
It was, because that was a good fit for, like, the montage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah. That was good. I liked the part where Case left and was like, I'll find you when I need you.
That sounds so dismissive.
Yes.
And he tried to, like, cover it up after because I think he realized how it sounded. And he said something afterwards that was like, you just, you know, when you're ready or whatever, like that. Yeah. But I was thinking about that and I was like, that sounds so dismissive if you just said that to somebody.
Right.
Like, just walk away from them being like, I'll see you. Yeah, I'll find you when I need you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, that's so.
Yeah, because he said he was just gonna stand right outside the door.
Yeah. That's what it was, yeah. I feel like without that part. Oh, that was funny. That was great.
It was really good. There were so many good one-liners and so many good, like...
Yeah. Oh, you know what also was one of my favorite parts of the whole thing?
What?
It was such a simple thing, but it was truly one of my favorite parts. Was the very beginning where Sam is the gardener, and he's like,
potato.
And then in the middle of Tom's monologue, just two potatoes. Because that's something I would do. Like if I was out there like counting shit, like
thing.
Yes, and like 100% that's something I would do, which is why I found it so funny. Because it was in the middle of a very emotional monologue, and he's paused with the potatoes for a bit, and then out of nowhere he just goes, 5 potatoes.
Yep, that is something you would do, 100%.
Yeah, you can confirm.
Yeah, I can. We've talked for how many hours total at this point? A lot.
Long enough.
Yeah, you would totally do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would probably do that too. Not quite. I probably would be slightly less obvious about it, but I would probably do it.
Oh, I'd be obvious about it, because the thing about when I find things funny, I just say them.
I know.
And so it's like...
Especially in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and so it's like, even if I am like thinking about it in my head, and I'm like, oh, people won't find this funny, but I'm gonna find it funny, so I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yeah. It's
happened a number of times in my life where I'll say a joke and nobody finds it funny, but I'm cracking up.
Yeah, I've done that too.
So it's like, that's definitely something I would do, and I would do it that obviously, because I would find it hilarious, regardless of how it would seem in the situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was it's such a simple part, but one of my favorites of parts of the long form, honestly.
That was really good. That was a really good bit.
Yeah.
To put in there. It was just funny. It was beautifully, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It had both parts of, like, plot, funny, storyline, like,
it was all very like mixed together, very evenly,
but not too emotional. Like, it was,
because they've definitely had some plays where they're definitely lean more on the funny than on the storyline.
Yeah.
And it was definitely interesting to see one where it's like meshed all so well together, and I truly don't feel like there was like one in this that pulled ahead of the others.
No.
Like, I feel like for a lot of the plays there is like one particular element will pull forward a little bit more than the other ones, but I feel like it really didn't happen with this one, because it's like, oh, I would say the funny, but the storyline was really there. And so it's like, it's a good competitor, and like it's very well balanced out. I feel like
balanced, that's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
Balanced.
It helps when we're on the same wavelength sometimes.
It really does.
It happens so often. Do you know the number of times, guys, that when one of us has thought something
and we've said the same thing at the same time?
Yes, that has happened to us so many times.
Yeah.
Over the past couple months that we've known each other.
Texting too. Texting, it happens all the time.
Or how many times, because this has happened to me a bunch, where you text one thing and I can see that you're texting another thing, and then I'll text the next thing and you're like, oh, hey, that's what I was about to put, or like flip it. Like, that happens to us all the time.
Frequently. Very frequently.
All the time. Like at least 1 out of every 3 times we talk to each other, I feel like something along those lines happens.
Frequently. Very frequently, for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything else, like, from that long form that I wanted to bring up.
The instrument was funny. the flute pan combination.
Because he started with one and then went to the other, and they were like, no, it was one he invented himself, and he just goes.
Yeah, that was great.
Because part of me, I'm very into music and instruments and stuff, and so part of me wants to like try to build that. And it's like, I know it won't be functional. I'm well aware of that.
Enough hobbies. Don't add.
I do. I don't need any more.
You don't need to invent fake instruments.
I don't need to add that to the list. But it is really, you know what? If I ever have like a stretch of time where I'm just bored and truly have nothing else to
Send
do,
me a picture of you whittling, and I'm like, for the love.
they're gonna be like, no, not again. That's the 20th hobby this month. Okay, so I feel like we got a little bit off topic.
Backtracking. So I feel like we should kind of wrap it up at this point. Like we talked about more things we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything else I wanted to add.
The only other thing that we should probably mention is like suggestions. Like if you guys want to put suggestions of like what you want us to talk about, we're very
because the thing is, I will say this: we have a Google Doc of like
we have plenty of ideas.
Yeah, because I have a horrible sleep schedule, and I will randomly at 2 a.m. think of something and be like, oh, this could be a great episode idea.
Yes.
And I'll add it to the doc. So we've got plenty of ideas on there, but I don't know how many of them Megan will like, because Megan hasn't been on the doc in a bit.
That's true.
I don't know how many of them are actually good and how many of them were me at 2 a.m. going, this will be a great idea. So if you guys have any suggestions, please put them in the comments, because we would love to, especially if it's something we haven't thought of, or like it goes and or if it's like a different like vibe than what we were going for. Those are the ones we like really like, because we want to like make this pretty diverse and we want to kind of go everywhere with it. So if there's anything at all, there is truly no dumb ideas. That's like true. Please, if you have any suggestions at all, please put them in the comments and we will happily read them. So just putting that out there.
As of now, our biggest like running goal is to kind of go through all the long forms, like, and just talk about them. Yeah, we're gonna sort of do what we did with Sins of the Gardner, where we just ran through it and talked about all the things we wanted to talk about with it. We're gonna try to do that for all of the long forms. We're thinking of putting it out as like a poll to like see which one you guys want us to see talking about next. Mind you, we're gonna go through all of them. Like, so even if the one that you wanted us to go for doesn't get talked about right away, it will get talked about at some point. Just to know which one to go first, since there are so many of them, we're probably going to do a poll pretty soon after we release this video to ask you guys. We know what the next one's going to be, because we
that's true. Yeah, so we know what the next episode's going to be, but after that, we will
looking for opinions.
Yeah, to see what you guys want us to talk about next. But yeah, don't get like too upset if you see that yours was outvoted, because again, we will talk about all of them.
Yeah.
So
that's the goal.
Yep.
So you're looking at right now at least 64? Are there 64 long forms? At least 64 episodes from us.
I think so.
That's just
probably way more, because because the thing is, a lot of the ideas I have on the Google Doc are like little like games that I've like games that I've decided, i.e. things that will not take an hour to do.
Right.
So what we're sort of thinking of doing, since we want to try to make all of our episodes between like an hour, 2 hours long, that's the goal.
Yeah.
They might be like shorter, slightly longer, depending on how things go. But for the most part, that's going to be the time frame.
Ramble and have to cut.
Yeah. So that's going to be about the time frame we're trying for. So we're thinking of doing it like starting an episode with talking about a long form and going over all of that, and then depending on how much time left, we'll do a game or like something else that we wanted to talk about, and then we'll do that for like the rest of the episode. That's how we were thinking of doing it.
That's our plan.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully like this episode really is just like a trial run. We're just getting used to the equipment and the recording and talking on camera. And
being on film. Because the other thing is, we get really unhinged when it's just us two talking, i.e. things we cannot just put on the internet.
Right.
So and we get so off topic anyway, and so it's like
all the time. So ADHD.
So one of the big things that we're like practicing right now is like staying on topic. As well as like, it's just staying with what we need to be talking about.
Yeah.
So like, be patient with us. We are working on it. Hopefully we'll get better with time. But this is mostly just a trial run episode.
Our quality should get better as well.
Yeah. I won't glow because of my terrible lighting.
And hopefully my audio will get better once I figure out the settings.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now, I feel like this is a great start. And like, also, thank you already for all of the subscribers that we have. I think
as well as all the followers on our podcast account, because that's insane, you guys.
We're up to 71 on Instagram as of today. And we're up to, I think last I checked, on our YouTube account, we're at 27.
Yeah, that's insane.
Another one since yesterday, Sunday.
Yeah, that's crazy, you guys. Thank you all so much for supporting this.
Like, yeah, and I really hope you all enjoy it as much as we enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, because I hope you can tell, like, we enjoy like this whole thing a lot, and so we really do. So please let us know like what you thought about it. If there's anything you think like could be improved, let us know. Let us know that as well, because we are trying to better this,
get it to a good place. Like, I'm not going for perfection or anything. Like,
no, we will never achieve that, I don't think. No. but
yeah, definitely, like, I want to get it to a good place where it's not a whole ton of work for like editing and after, like, having to do a bunch of stuff after. Like, I want us to just kind of be able to get on, talk about our stuff, and then basically post it as it is without having to do. I already know I'm going to have to do audio editing on this one, but that's okay.
Yeah, so please let us know what you thought. If you have any suggestions or ideas for future episodes, please let us know. And I think that's about it.
Share our channel, share our Instagram.
Yeah. If you know of any like Shoot from the Hip fans who you think would be interested in listening to us ramble for an hour and a half, please let them know that this is a thing. Please let them know and share it and get it out there.
Yeah. Because the more people we get, the more we can do too, because we'll have more... like, if we can get to a point where we can monetize the channel, like, that gives us a lot more, we can get together and do stuff because we have money to travel
and to go, and to that would be really sick if we ever got to like meet up for an episode.
A better camera.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop right now.
So, the more we get out there, the more we can do. So please share it. Please let us know what you thought. We were very interested in hearing and how you guys liked it. We hope you guys liked it. Yeah, hopefully.
So,
thank you guys
I think that about does it.
And I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. Bye.
Bye.